Okay, now that it's the day after that we dropped those bombs, it looks like they dropped two of the bunker busting big boy bombs, or the mother of all bombs, or the something of all bombs. They dropped those now the day after this, the day after we did that. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? Will there be retaliation? Will one of the proxy groups do some kind of attack? I don't know if Iran would send uniformed troops, up to do anything against us, because then we definitely we may know that they sponsor some of these terrorist groups or these proxy groups. Um, Maybe they're pixie groups. Maybe they fly around. But do you think they would do anything launch from their shores to us? That sounds hard to believe that they would do that. It's probably one of those. Oh, well, we don't know who did that. Someone sent a drone. Oh no! Oh my! Because it's kind of like if they take a little piece of toilet paper and they throw it at and it bonks you in the forehead, and then you take a bowling ball and you smash them in their face. It'd be more than that. What we could have done. Someone was on CNN. A lot of misinformation out there. Oh, we don't ever do that, or we don't have boots on the ground. That's not true, folks. That's just not you know it. I know it. We're not wearing tinfoil hats. It's just not true. It's just not the case. We do have boots on the ground. We have boots on the ground probably everywhere. If there's a country with a military with weapons, we probably have boots on the ground. Scary. It'd be scary. I've never wanted to do any of that, like CIA or any of the Air Force intel or whatever service I might have been in. I never was very interested in that, because being the only one there, or maybe there's 30 of you there, and you're facing down, you're hiding out in different areas, and there's thousands and thousands of enemy soldiers or whatever they are. A lot of civilians, all the cameras now. How do you not be seen? I mean, if you look at World War II videos, there'd be a whole bunch of people coming. A bunch of troops go by, they'd hide behind a barn, and then when the troops go away, they'd move off. Well, now if there's 100 soldiers with rifles and machine guns and bazookas walking by, there's gonna be a thermal footprint of your image behind that barn. There's drones in the air. There's satellites. Very dangerous. I mean, if you believe that serving our country is good and a good thing to do, they do a lot there. Some are, quote unquote service members. Others are, CIA or different organizations that we have in the United States. Some people are tasked to assist. They use a multi-unit kind of a thing. Could be some CIA, some Army, some Marines, some Air Force, some Navy assets, and they work together. But what do you think is going to happen? What do you think now that it's day 2? You're entering day 2 now. I guess they did the battle, the assessment. Probably some of it's been done now. That's one of the things that's in a scene. We have to wait till morning. We're not going to have any idea that if any destruction, we may have done no destruction. The thing was drop these bombs in the middle of the desert, and hey, there's a jackrabbit. Quick, fly over with our B-2s and drop bombs on it. No, obviously they were just saying that because Trump did that. If Biden had done that, or Obama, when they got Osama bin Laden, people were clapping and jumping up and down, and positive stories about CNN from CNN. But now it's all negative. Well, he's getting us into World War III. He's doing this. He's done this. He. Well, it's us, whether you like it or not. That's the president of the United States. So United States, us. They're not looking at. Trump did not fly over in those airplanes and drop bombs. No, he didn't fuel them up. He didn't load them up. He didn't do all that. He can't. He doesn't know how. He's an old timer. Even when he was young, he didn't know how to do that. When he was young, this technology, these planes didn't exist. These bombs didn't exist. It was all something that we've done since he was a young man. So we can't just say Trump did this and we're not involved. We are the United States. Our taxpayer dollars were in those planes, dropping them bombs, hiring those people, trains. That's all our taxpayer money. That's our companies that built the bombers, built the bombs, all that. Everybody together, everybody together in this effort to do this. Now, you may not agree we should have done it, but we did it. They were talking about some congressperson was CNN or MSNBC, I don't know, he was fat mouthing, we're going to get a coalition together, and we're going to try to find out if this was constitutional. We need to stop this. Stop it. It's already happened. You can't bring back the bomb. Oh, oops, it wasn't constitutional. It happened. So my question is, question mark? Question? What? What do you think? What do you think is going to happen in the next few days? Do you think the thing about the Middle East, they've had some terrorist activity. We call it terrorist activity. They probably call it something else. You know, they killed the Americans, death to America. But they'll do a retaliation. You know, what, 13 years later, 10 years later, and we have no idea what it is that they're mad about now. But they just blew up a building, or they did something. You know, shot some people in a mall. And it doesn't even have to be in the United States. It's just, I think it's to make other countries mad at us. They'll do this in the name of that terrorist act that happened, but they don't do it in the United States because they know what will happen if they do it in the United States, so they do it elsewhere. To maybe a country that's perfectly innocent in this, had nothing to do with it, is not even necessarily one of our allies, but they're close enough to get to. They can reach them and they can do a terrorist act. And remember, we're going to say it's not terrorism. If it causes terror, it's terrorism. That's where the word came from. You don't have to be some guy from Iran, driving a truck bomb somewhere because America dropped bombs on his family. It doesn't have to be that closely related. If they do an act of terror, people, New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, we're driving trucks into crowds in Louisiana, that kind of stuff. We have domestic terrorism here, and a lot of times when the domestic terrorism happens, they're domestic because they live here. They check to see why they did it, and it might be rooted in something overseas. I don't know. But what do you think is going to happen? How's it going to happen? What are they going to do? Put it down in the comment section. I don't know. So please make sure you subscribe, like, share, and make sure you put some comments down there. If you have one, if you have a thought or a comment. If you have a thought, turn it into a comment. Take care, everyone.